Shakura turns up.
Yeah. Okay, 6 o'clock. I guess people will start piling in. Oh, hi, Mikey.
Ah.
Mikey's here.
Our technical support expert.
Yeah.
There are quite a few people amongst the volunteers group who can't do Wednesday evenings. So.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
They're here in theory, but not able to be in practice.
No, I think that will be the same whichever day we pick, you know.
Sure, that's true. Hi, Sneja.
We're sort of halfway. We kind, as I'll sort of explain in a minute, we're sort of halfway to being able to get things so that we don't have to do them all in one place. We can get them set up so that people can contribute as and when they can. You know, that's the idea. That's what we've been working on. I've got a little presentation, and then I thought we'd just kind of show you what we've been doing the last week, and we're nearly there. I think by next week we'll have a kind of system set up so that everyone can contribute whenever they get a bit of time and stuff like that. It's probably the best thing. Now let's have a look. I think, let me just have a look. I can spotlight myself. Yes, 3. Can you just see me now?
Yes, we're tiny on the edges.
Yeah, good. Okay, I'm going to just share my screen as well.
Maybe you should mute us. I'll shut up.
There we go. Yeah, let's just mute all. There we go. I'll mute everyone to start with. Yeah. Okay. Great. I managed to not enable the waiting room this time, so shouldn't get anyone stuck outside. That's always a problem with Zoom. Forget to do that. Okay. Thank you very much for coming along to our second weekly meeting. I've got quite a few things to report. We've been doing some work. Mikey's been helping us. He's our tech person. We spent most of this morning sorting out how we're going to do the videos, which was a big thing if you remember last time. So actually, I thought it'd be really nice if you want to, we could do like 5 minutes of just exercises, because we're probably a bit tired by this time of day. You may have been on screens all day. I just thought it might be good to start off the evening with 5 minutes of like relaxing exercises. Okay, if you don't want to be seen doing them, you can always just mute your video. Okay, but I just thought that'd be a really nice thing to do, and then we can do like a meditation, kind of energize the whole field. And then I've got like a little presentation, show you how far we've got, and then that's it. And then, like I say, by next week I think we'll have the whole thing sorted. The only problem with Zoom is it's not such good for me for doing demos, because the way the camera's set up is I can't quite fit in. With Demio, it's a bit better. I can get my whole body in. It's just the way that they have the video set up. But anyway, I'll try my best. Yeah, so if you want to join in, you can do it sitting down or standing up. I just thought it'd be really good to just spend 5 minutes just de-stressing from the day. So why don't we just scan through our body and just see if there's anywhere that you'd like to release. I'm just going to find any places that you need to release, and we're going to just do a little bit of shaking just to release them. So you might want to close your eyes, tune into a place in your body or in your energy field that needs releasing, and then slowly start shaking that area. You can make some sounds as well. I won't be able to hear them because you're muted, so it's okay. Just make some sounds to help release that. Okay, and then just as you feel that releasing, we can just slow up. Okay, very good. So let's just do a little bit of dough-in. Rubbing your hands together to get nice and warm. Let's just do one circuit of all the yin and yang meridians in the body and just see what that does, okay? So let's start off with the legs, and we're going to go down the stomach channel just to get us out of our heads a bit and to get us grounded. The spleen channel. And then we're going to go down the gallbladder channel. And up the liver channel. Down the bladder meridian. And up the kidney channel. Okay, very good. Okay, so that's all the yin and yang channels, classical channels, anyway, the leg is brushing off. Okay, just see what that's like. So just tuning in again. Okay, should feel a nice feeling of openness in your legs. Feel quite a bit more grounded. Just open up kidney one of the feet. So I'm just opening my feet up there. Okay. Let's go into the dantian before we do the arm channels, and we can just activate the dantian and we can connect it up then to the arm channels. So rubbing your hands together again. Placing one hand over the other, over CV6 and CV4. And we're just going to do little circles there. Relaxing my hips, feeling the connection with the earth, opening up kidney 1, relaxing the hips and knees. Just get that nice feeling of grounding and energizing the lower burner there. Okay, now if you've got flexibility in your shoulders, you'll be able to do this. Bladder 23. Okay, nicely. And we can just keep alternating between bladder 23, CV4 and CV6. And the idea is we're going to get the chi to go in from the front and the back and to collect in here and give us a nice stable feeling in the hara. So it's very relaxed arms, feeling the chi coming out of your hands and activating the lower burner, the lower back. Okay. Very good. Okay. Excellent. Okay, so now let's do some exercises on the yin and yang channels of the arm. So let's do some stretches, breathing in, open up the lung channel, breathe in, breathe out. Then the heart protector, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, and then placing your hands together in the prayer position, bringing them up behind you, breathing in, breathing out. Opens up the heart channel, especially if you open up your armpits and open up the elbows there. Okay, really nice. Okay, so as you know, the yang channels run down here and down the arm, don't they? So nice way to do it is to just do a simple routine on the head, pressing around the temples, nice and relaxed. Just easing the energy away from the gallbladder and triple heater meridians, which you probably need if you've been looking at a lot of computer screens all day, like we have. And we're pressing down here. Okay, relaxing the eyes. Let's just gently press into the eyes. Working away from the center. Okay, and then we can work around along the forehead here. Done the eyes, haven't we? So then it's around here, stomach, sinuses, around the cheekbones. And just pressing around the jaw here. And then the upper jaw. And the lower jaw. Just relaxing the face and the eyes. Just pulling around the ears. Okay, good. Okay, so now I'm working the yang channels of the neck by linking my fingers together, squeezing in along the back of the neck here. So I've got the bladder there, using the breath. And then I've got out to the gallbladder channel, triple heater, and then gallbladder. And then if you go a bit further out, you get the small intestine channel just at the back of the SCM muscle there. Okay. And then if we just work along the front of the SCM muscle like this, we can get the stomach and the large intestine channels, and then we can go down the arms and get the energy down the arms of the yang channels. Okay, there you go. Nice. Okay, so let's just finish off by circuiting around the yin and yang channels of the arm and shoulders. So let's go top of the shoulders, around the triple heater and gallbladder areas, down the arms. Okay, so I'm going to go down the large intestine channel, down the triple heater channel, down the small intestine. And we work the yang channels away from the head because we want to basically drain the energy away from the head, lighten up the head after a day. Yeah, so brushing off. You do the same the other side, so working the triple heater and the gallbladder on the shoulders. But that was the large intestine I just did then. And just the triple heater. Intestine. Very good. And then just brushing off. And then if you want to really get rid of that tension in the head and the neck, we can just do this thing. Okay, and then we need to do now is just open up those yin channels of the arms. So let's just do lung, heart protector, okay, and heart. Brushing off. Okay, good. And then we've got lung. Heart protector. And heart. Okay, so let's just check in, shake out a bit. Okay, and just see what's happened now. Just going to go into our alignment. So we're imagining our head floating up. Feel the weight of your sacrum hanging down, sinking down into the earth. Okay, and then scanning through your body again. Very nice. Okay, you've got that energized feeling in the upper burner, down into the arms. neck and head feel a little bit clearer, hopefully. Dantian feels nice and strong. Got that nice open connected feeling with the earth. Okay, so let's just enjoy that for a second. Opening up kidney 1, feeling the connection down into the earth. And while we're doing that, let's just forget about the screen now and open up our peripheral vision and just energetically connect with all the people that have tuned in tonight and all of those who couldn't make it, who are all going to be contributing in the future to this new project of us all working together. So we're just going to do some nice easy breaths, opening up the peripheral vision, seeing if you can contact each other energetically. You can close your eyes and just imagine the other people in the group around you. Okay, very good. Okay, doesn't that feel good? That's great. Thank you very much. Okay, so I've got a short presentation based on what we've been doing, and I'm going to just share my screen, as I said, and then we can just go from there. It's very much some of it's information, and some of it's a way that you can get you to start helping us work stuff. So I've got this presentation here. I'm just going to share this. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Right, so into it. Yeah. Okay, so we thought just initially we'll meet up once a week. I think quite soon what we're going to do is we're going to try and set up systems so it's very easy for you, if you've got a little bit of time, if you want to contribute, to just be able to go in and help us. And we're doing that really with your help. We're evolving those systems now. So we won't be doing them forever, but we just thought we'd do for a bit. Okay, so today I thought we'd just do some warm-ups, which we've done. I want to do a quick review of last week, just in case you weren't here or if you've forgotten, because we did cover a lot last week. And then we just want to let you know what we've been working on, because we've been working on the issue of contributions to video subtitles, which is obviously a really big thing for us, because especially now we're mainly using live webinars as our main content generator for the course, because we're finding people like to have that live thing going on. Okay, and we'll just let you know what we've got planned for next week. Okay, so when we did a little bit of a poll, we found that we've got 6 languages. English or other languages make up over half of all of the people that we have registered with us. German, not surprisingly, is another big language because of Austria, Switzerland, and Germany all being quite a big country. French, it's quite a lot of people French. And then we've got 7% Italian, 4% Spanish, and 1% Greek. Okay, so we've got quite a few different languages represented in New Energy Work. Okay, I also said that it's growing really fast, and that's why we really need some help, because we're working for donations now. And the idea is if everyone who wants to can just do a little bit, then we can keep the energy moving. Yeah, we've been working just for donations since the whole COVID thing started, and we've opened all our work up, all of our paid work up free of charge, which is one of the reasons I think why it's grown, because we just felt it was so important that the shiatsu community had these tools, and the best way to share it was to make it free, especially as obviously many of us have had our income affected by the fact that we can't get clients in on our mat. So that's the idea. And what we're doing now is we're actively working on ways to make it easy for you to help us. And I guess for you early people who come in really early on, what we're doing is we're really asking you to give us feedback on that, and so that we can develop very simple pathways so people, if they want to come in, can come in. And we've got a few ideas of how we're going to do that, which we'll talk about later. Okay, and we talked last week about supporting the forums, and it's been really great to see lots of you posting, particularly on the volunteers forum, saying hi and asking questions. That's really good. I'll show you what's going on there if you haven't been on there a little bit later. Checking the courses, that's always a good thing. If you find things if you're doing a course, you find things doesn't look right, it's great if we can let know, because it's very difficult for us to test everything as we go along, especially as we're doing these courses that we create week by week. And then the really tricky one was translating the videos, and I can talk a little bit about that in a minute. Okay, I mentioned the pilot we did with Helene and Fanny from France, when we got them to work together with us, that worked really well. We had a lot of fun. So we thought, why not involve more people, you know? So the idea is we're going to work, meet together every now and then. For the moment, we're meeting weekly on Zoom. And what we're going to do is we're going to create, and this is going to be hopefully for next week, we're hoping to get the courses that need to be translated, or we'd like translated. We're going to get them a special access for you to be able to work on them together. Nurturing the forums, that's something everyone can do right now. You can just go on to any forum that you're on, a course you're on. I mean, we have just finished one course, so in 2 weeks' time, we're going to be opening the Distance Shiatsu, Distance Healing for Shiatsu Practitioners course. So if you happen to be on that course, or if you're doing one of the legacy courses that are still on the site, and you're just around, you know, and you see anyone posting on the forum and you want to join in with them, it helps just keep the energy going. So that's just something that everyone can do. Checking the courses I mentioned, just see if anything doesn't right, let us know. And you can always email us. I saw in the volunteers forum, someone asked, well, how do we let you know? And you can just email us at admin@newenergywork.com, and Shakura will pick up that and tell us to get on with it, to fix it. And of course, this is a language thing. And remember last week, we were saying that this is actually one of the big, one of the biggest issues for us, was to try and get the videos translated. And it's something we have tried to do in the past before COVID, but we just didn't have the resources to do it, because it just took so long for us to do it. And the technology, well, it was okay, but it was just one of those things we just didn't have the resources to do. Okay. So because such a lot of the work is done in videos, we've been thinking about that this week, and we spent most of this morning actually with Mikey and the whole team looking at that. And I'll tell you about that in a minute. Already, students can override the site language. Now that doesn't translate the courses, but it does translate the entire site. So basically, if someone's in France and they mainly speak French, they start looking at the French courses, or if they're in Italy, they start looking at the Italian translated courses, which are going to appear in the next few weeks and months as we get translations together. Then they can translate all the menus and everything into their own language. And that's something that we want to be able to communicate to everyone. So obviously what we will be doing in the next few weeks or months is making a little video saying how you can change your language in, and then we can have it translated into different languages. Okay. So this was where we got stuck last week, about the video, about how to translate the videos, but we've actually solved that now, because it's possible to have community edits of subtitles in YouTube Studio. And I'll just briefly show you how that works. Okay. Basically, we can, on our side, when we publish a video to YouTube, we can make it available to be edited by you. We can then send you a link. And then if you've got a Gmail account, or if you've got Gmail, you have to have a Gmail account basically. So you can get into your YouTube Studio that you have with your Gmail. Okay. Then what you can do then is you can edit it. And this is how it works. Basically, on our side, we can go in, this is what it looks like for us. We can switch on this community contributions button, which allows the community, that's you guys, to edit the subtitles. We can also add languages. You can see we put French in here just to try it out. We were just testing it this morning, okay? And then what it does is it allows us to create a link, like this link, which then lets your fans, that's you, that's all our volunteers, and the rest of the YouTube community, so it's everyone as well who's maybe not even in the volunteer group, they can help translate the subtitles. Okay, so we can post this everywhere. We'll post it to you first, obviously, so that you can try it out. Okay, and basically it really is a group collaboration thing. So the more people that do it, the quicker it happens. So even if you've just got 5 minutes, you can go in and just correct one or two little things. Okay, and this is what it looks like on your side when you follow the link and you log into your Gmail account. And you can see we started off doing an Italian one, and I put prova in there because I know that means to try stuff out. Basically what happens is, and I can show you a live version of it in a minute, I can show you what it looks like. You can see the video going through, you can see captions that are auto-generated in English here, and then in these little boxes that correspond to the timeline of the video, you can see this is the audio here, and in these little boxes you'll see you can type in any translations of the captions, and they then become the subtitles, the foreign language subtitles for that video. And then you can submit it here. And then there's two basic ways that it can be approved. We can either have some native speaker approve it as a sort of overseer, or the other way, which we're exploring, is you can actually have community voting on whether it's good. So that's the way we'd like to do it, so that we can basically leave it up to you and all the other foreign language speakers in your language group, like the Italians or the French or whatever, and they can, when they're happy with it, they can vote, and then it'll go live. Okay, so that's the kind of idea.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Yes.
Yeah, just you should point out that for your contributors, that if they want to switch language, they just click on switch language at the top.
Okay, yes, right, that's it. Yes, okay, so if you want to go and do a translation to another language, thank you Mikey, yeah, you can switch the language there. And in fact, I was going to do a live, you see, I'm just feeling very courageous at the moment. I was actually going to do a live demo of that. I'm just very foolhardy. I think the excitement's got to me. I'll just try it. I'm just going to see if I can share a live demo of it. Okay, so basically, this is, I'll just show you what it's like. No, not that one, wrong window. I'll just find the window. Wait a minute, share screen. Yeah, I think it's this one. Let's have a look. No, it's not. Okay, that's strange. Oh, it's underneath there, that's fine. Yeah, okay, so this is our side. And we can add languages on our side here by pressing this button here. We can add in whatever we want to. So we can do that, but you can also do it on your side. And I've got one prepared here. I've got another screen here, which is what it looks like on your side. Let's have a look. Yeah, right. Okay, so this is the live. This is live. I've actually logged in through another email account, through another Gmail account I've got. So this is what you will see when you go there, and you can see how it works, right? So as Mikey just said, you can switch the languages there, and you can translate into different languages. So if you wanted to translate it into, say, Italian or Spanish, say, then you can put Spanish in here, okay, and set the language. So then you're now translated into Spanish. You can scroll through the video like this. The video can play like this, and this line here shows you where you are in the video. Okay.
I just want to explain the two buttons to the right-hand side. The captions button will show you the auto translation if you've got it switched on.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Mikey. So over here, there's this subtitle closed captions. So that is the auto-generated captions there. It's a number crunch, and we found out that 61% of our mailing list is English or other, and we're going to come on to that in a minute. The main language. Okay, so you can see me talking on that was the demo recording that we did last time, and you can see how it's scrolling through as it goes through. Already done webinar. Okay, so you can add the subtitle in here. Okay, and there it is right there, okay? You can move it around into different times. So...
can I just say something else?
Yeah, go on.
Really useful. If you click on the little, above the video, keyboard shortcuts, it gives you like little keyboard shortcuts for fine adjustments and doing like cool stuff. All
right, if you want to rewind it backwards a little bit, keyboard shortcuts. Okay, thank you, Mike. Yeah, that's a really good tip. Okay, so if I was going to translate this I could actually write in Spanish. I'd be writing in Spanish that we have already done webinars. Okay, and then I'd add it in. Sorry, that's that bit there. And then you can see whether it works as you play the video. In a minute. The main languages that we've already done. Okay, so just to be clear, this is auto-generated captions. So this is auto-generated, okay? And the subtitles are stuff that we do as a group, okay? So that there's a difference there between subtitles and captions. And you can move this about so it's not in the way of you. And then as this goes through, in a minute. Okay, you can see that that subtitle is now showing underneath there. This is a caption that's auto-generated, and this, if I was Spanish and I could speak Spanish, I would have typed this in. So you can move them around, you can make them longer and smaller, longer and shorter.
I think the keyboard shortcut, there's one for adding a new line as well. You want to have 2 lines.
Okay, add a next subtitle. Yeah, so shift.
Add new line above that, you see shift and enter.
Add new line, yeah, shift and enter.
So you're doing quite a long sentence in one frame, you can do that on 2 lines.
Oh, I see. Well, add another line into it.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see that. Yeah. So it goes down. Yeah. So this is the first line, and that's the second line. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Thank you, Mikey. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Yeah. If it gets really wide and stuff like that. Okay. So then it goes along, and if we played it, first line and second line. There we go. All right. So it seems complicated at first. I thought, oh my God. But I found out my teenage daughter does this all the time to YouTube channels that she likes. She just goes in for 5 minutes and helps them with the subtitles.
What you should also point out is that you can just scroll to any point and then you can start typing in the little box next to the plus sign.
Right, you can just scroll here, you mean?
Yeah, and then at top left, you've got, you can go in there. Into the
I
box.
see, right. Okay, yes.
In the box to the left of the plus sign. You don't have to keep typing as you go down and down. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So now I can type here.
Yeah, but then you click plus to add it to the script.
Okay, and it goes there.
Yeah.
Right, okay, cool. Yeah, okay, great. Okay, so that's basically how it works.
But don't forget the publish button, submit button.
Then you press the submit button, and then you can work it on later, and you can set, and it sends it to the community for initial review. Okay, so are the subtitles done? You can say no, let others keep working on them. All right, which is what I'm going to do. Okay, or if you think they're totally cool, so presumably you'd be working maybe with yourself, or maybe yourself or a group of you. You think they're ready to reviews, then you're going to click on there, and then we're either going to review them through the community or review them by getting someone that we trust to look through them. My preference is to get the community to do it, because then again, it's not putting work onto one person. So I'm going to submit that. Okay. And here we are, submitted. Okay. Contribute to other videos or close.
And you don't have to worry about saving what you've done. It auto saves as a draft as you go along.
Right. Okay. And I like this as well. This means you can credit your contribution. So you can tick in there, tick that box, and then it will be credited to your, you'll be on the credits there. Okay. So that's basically what we've been up to. Obviously, we can make we can either use this video from this webinar, which will be or this meeting might be the good way of doing it, just to show everyone how to do it. But it's one of those things that, once you get your head around it, it's not that hard to do. And as you can imagine, if you've got even half a dozen people working on a video, or maybe even 20 or working on it, then it's going to make it really much easier to do everything.
Just one other thing.
Yeah.
We're currently working on the subtitle content, as you can see, but they also would want to translate the title and description, which is top left next
Ah,
to.
right. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Mikey. Yeah, that's great. So, yeah. So, yeah, can you see what he said? Like up here, we're looking at the subtitles. Now, if we go here, we've got this, oh, auto-translate. Look at that. Let's press that and see what happens. There we are. You see, it's auto-translated it into Spanish. So that means that some of the work's already done and you can just edit it if you want to. So I think I'm going to submit that. I think the Spanish will like that, won't they? Let's have a look. Right. Okay. So there we go. That's how it works. And I think that's really exciting for us because basically, if I go back to my, ooh, I'm off the screen here looking down. Let's share the screen. Yeah, I think it's here, isn't it? Let's have a look. Yeah, I think it's here. The automatic one. I've got so many screens open. Let me just see where I am. Oh no, it's there. That's it. It's because I've got a screenshot of the actual live thing I was looking at. That's why it looks the same, but it's here. Look, I'll get back into here. Yeah. Okay, so look, what I did was I took a screenshot for you. So this is what you see. And now I've given you kind of a live tour of it, of what it's like to actually do it. And then the idea is that once we've got the videos, once the videos are finished, what we're going to do is we're going to embed the videos into the course instead of the ones we've loaded in from our recordings, if you see what I mean. So the YouTube video with the translated subtitles are going to be actually in the course structure. But that's the next stage that we're going to be working on. So for next week, what we are planning to do is create a translated area for you, or a volunteer area, which is going to be like an online course. So it's going to be a fixed place on the site, in addition to the volunteers community, which has been very, very active. And I was going to just go and take you there in a minute, just to have a look at that. And then we're going to do what we were talking about last week, which is to get any text-based stuff that needs correcting or translating downloadable from that actual foreign language course. So there'll be a place you can go to meet, get resources, get ideas, somewhere where we can put links to the YouTube videos, all these things that are floating about where we can put them in the central place. And then what we'll do is we'll copy a course that we'd like translated. We'll make copies of that. It's better to do that once we've finished the course, because then we can copy the entire thing. In that course, copy in, say, Italian or French or whatever it is, Spanish. What we'll do then is we'll put downloadable documents or accessible documents. So if you're not up for translating the subtitles on YouTube for any reason, then what you could do is you could go in there and help us translate things like the course overview, the quizzes, things like that, because they will be, very useful. Having said that, we are favoring video resources, so that the video subtitles are a major part of it. Okay, so yeah, that's what we're working on. That's it. That's as far as we've got. So we thought we'd just get you tuned in as far as that goes. And I've actually got the link as well that I can share with you if you want to try it. If you're already familiar with using a Gmail account, maybe you've even used even you may have already used YouTube Studio for your own work. Or you may have your own video collection. If you've already done that, you're going to be like well set up, because you'll be very familiar with it. So I've actually prepared that link somewhere. I've got that. Yeah, I've got that here for you. So I thought maybe for the next 20 minutes, can I just have a quick look and see?
Can I just say something?
Yeah, go on, Mike. Is there anything else you want to add?
You actually don't need to have a Gmail account. You can go to YouTube and then create a new YouTube account on YouTube itself. So
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Okay, so you can just go to YouTube itself.
that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
And you just in the top right, you click on sign in, and then you create an account from there.
I see. Okay. Well, that's good. That's even easier then, isn't it? If you don't want to do that. Okay. So we've got 28 people here. I was wondering if what might be kind of an interesting thing, if you're up for it. What I thought could do is to get you into, say, groups of about 6 people. And then you can just have a little chat about together in a small group if you want to do that. If you've had enough and you're happy with the information I've given you already, then you feel free to leave, and we'll follow it up next week. We should have the whole package together for next week. But if you do want to get into a small group and maybe have a little chat with some of the other people, I could actually put you into some breakout rooms, which might be nice. So I just thought I'd do that. The only other thing is I thought I'd do is just ask you on the chat, if you can see the chat, all right? Just ask you, are there any questions so far? Okay, and maybe we could just do it on the chat. There's 28 of you. It might be a little bit too noisy if I unmute everyone. But if anyone wants to unmute themselves and say a question, that's fine. Otherwise, I could put you into groups, and then I can go around the last 20 minutes. I could just pop around each group, just see how you are, and meet up with you personally, which I can't do if there's like so many of you. And also maybe Dinah and Shakura and Mikey also might like to pop around, be in a group and see. Okay, so I thought maybe we'd do that. Let's just see if I can sort out the breakout rooms. Oh yeah, here we go. Let's have a look. Right, will you put us in language groups? I can't do that right now. Okay, great. Okay, yeah, I can't put you into language groups now, but I guess you can all speak English at the moment. So maybe what you could do is just say hi to each other, and I'll publish the link in the chat, and maybe you could just follow that link. Maybe one of you is likely to have a YouTube account. If not, you can just find out how you're all feeling, and I'll pop round. When one person is typing subtitles, is that locked, or can multiple people work on the same recording at the same time? Yeah, everyone can work on this is Emma. Everyone can work on all of it, and you can have like a whole crowdsourcing thing. So will you put me in a group for translating in Dutch? Okay. I hadn't thought about that, but we can do. Yeah. What if I'm alone in my language group? Do you prefer me to help with Spanish, or should I go for Slovak? This is Zora. Okay. Well, it really depends. If you're in a minority language, I don't want to call it a minority language, like Slovak. I know Dutch is not a very small country, but yeah, I'll just stop sharing now, and just so you can see me. Yeah. Okay. The thing is, right, if I'm quite happy, or we are quite happy to translate into any languages, but bear in mind that if you're going to translate into something like Slovak, okay, you could translate the videos. That would be really cool. Okay, just in itself would be cool. If you want to go the next step up, which is to translate an entire course, that might be a bit of a big ask for one person. I don't know. Maybe not for Zora. I don't know. But that's definitely possible. If you get in touch with us, if you're, say, Dutch speaker or in another language apart from the main ones that we've already mentioned, what it means for us is basically what we have to do is we have to create a copy of the course in that language. So if you wanted to translate into Slovak, we would translate. It's not too much work for us. And then we can give you a hidden link into that course. That would be your responsibility. And you can then work with anyone else who can speak Slovak or Dutch. And then when it's ready, get in touch with us, and we can publish it. Okay, and then you can just tell everyone in your country or in your language group, hey, look, we've got it in this language. Just translating the video subtitles is a cool thing in itself, though, and that's what the YouTube community does a lot. It does a lot of cool stuff like that. And are you okay with someone outside the Shiatsu community to help? Yeah, of course. Okay, it's new energy work. It's new energy.
Are you going to tell them?
Yeah, go on.
This is quite relevant to the last question.
Yes.
And any, your video is enabled for the community contributions. Anybody can just click on the subtitle button or the gear button, and then from there go in and edit as well.
Right. Okay.
Do you understand?
Just say that again.
So anybody, so people don't necessarily need the link. They just need the video link, as it were. They just need to say they stumble across one of your videos.
Yes.
And that has contributions enabled.
Yeah.
Because generally it probably will have. They can just click on the gear icon on the bottom right of the video.
Yeah.
And then go to subtitle CC, and from there they can choose a language to translate to and get to their studio to do it.
Right, exactly. So it's basically designed to just be a kind of community thing. Okay. So it is open, and we can't control that once it's open. The only thing we can control is we control whether it actually gets published or not, because as you can see, you have to put it up for review before it gets published. But yeah, it's a kind of open thing. But what we can control is we can control whether you can see the hidden courses, and that's what we'll do next week. We'll show you how we'll have the main languages copied, and we'll show you what it's like to go in, how you can see the resources. Because the idea that we were developing from last week is that each resource that can be translated has got a discussion forum next to it. So basically, if you go in with your team, or you can go in on your own if you want, but it might be more fun to do it as a couple of people. You can go in, you can say, okay, we can translate this in the next week or two. And you can go on there. You can then say on that forum that's attached to that document, I'll show you how that's going to work next week. And you can say, oh, it's so-and-so from, so-and-so and so-and-so are going to translate this. And we'll do it. And then you can upload it. And then that's how we can get all the text-based stuff done. And then the videos will be out in the community. And if you want to be more involved in whether it's going to be passed or not, then you can be part of the reviewing process of the videos, and we'll show you how you can do that more next time. Okay, have I answered all the questions?
Can I just say something?
Yes, Dinah.
So there are several people who are really keen to help, and we so appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
But they're not necessarily wanting to translate or feel able to deal with the website and the technicalities and the translation.
Yeah.
So just to remind you that there are a few other things that we would love for you to be doing on a regular basis.
There really are, yeah.
One of which is contributing to any of the forums, replying to people, posting there, that just to keep them keyful and alive. And at the moment, I'm replying to everybody, you've probably noticed. And it's great if other people come in and share if you're working through any of the courses, tell us about it, post up your experiences and so on. Really great to have them have more key around the forums. So there's one built into the Creating Treatments Online, a discussion forum within that course. And then there's the new Energy Work members community forum. And we've now turned on reviews. I don't think the people who are asking about reviews are necessarily here, but if you do a course, write a review. Those kind of things to keep the sense of community and spreading it out through the volunteer community would be fabulous.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, if you are working through any of the courses and you find something that's not working, so like one of the new courses, next one is going to be distant healing for shiatsu practitioners. If you find there's a mistake, there's a quiz that you can't answer, or there's something not working, let us know. So those would be really helpful contributions.
Or if something's stuck on draft, that's usually my favorite.
Yes, you can't open it or whatever it is. So,
may I suggest something?
Yes, of course.
Can you create an email which is for checking courses? So not to be a general email to the admin, but
admin.
Yeah, the only thing is it's just another email block. Another email for us to check. That's the only thing. And Shakura is very good. She's like fielding all the emails, so it will get to us. Don't worry. If you find something that's wrong, the fastest way is to get that, because she's working on that. She's working on the emails every day, so it is the best way to do it. Yeah.
And now Deborah's asking, are the forums closed after the person completes it? It might be fun to keep them open so that as people practice, they can share their experiences. I don't know the answer to that, Cliff.
Well, the thing is, we were planning to actually close the forum on the course, because what tends to happen is once the course isn't live anymore, when the course isn't live anymore, what happens is obviously people move on, there are no new courses going on, and it can be a bit of a dispiriting experience if you go to a course and you find that there hasn't been anything posted for like months or years or something. So we thought what we'd do is we'd take the forums off the courses that are not current, and then we'll point people at the community, because we thought then the community would have more energy going into it, more key going into it, right? Because we've got a lot of courses out there now. And so there would be a lot of forums that were very, very quiet. So the idea was we're going to keep the forums active during the active part of the course, because our philosophy of courses has completely changed with COVID. Before, well, actually, funnily enough, we're kind of going back to an older model, because when we started doing the online courses back in whenever it was, I can't even think now, we were using a completely different platform. I think it must have been the early 2000s, wasn't it? And we used to do the 4 or 5 week, we used to do a 5-week course, I think it was. And that was, we only used to have about 10 students on it, and it was very intensive, and they had to finish things by the week, and we completely stopped it after 5 weeks, and it just completely went offline, totally offline. And then what happened was when we relaunched it about 4 years ago, something like that, we went for much bigger courses. The Foundations course was our first flagship course, and that took us nearly over a year to produce, and it's got lots of video content. And it's a massive course, really. It's a 45-hour course. And sometimes people take months doing these courses. They were asynchronous. There was no live component apart from the launch webinar, which was a free webinar. So we'd do a launch webinar, and then people would sign up to the course, and then it would run for quite a lot of weeks, like 8 weeks. But almost no one got through to the end because it was so long and there was so much material. So we had lots of those courses. We built them up. And they all had forums on. And again, those forums would get very quiet after a while. So what happened was when COVID hit, we realized, well, everything was thrown up in the air. We decided we're going to, first of all, open everything up for free. The first month, we just produced lots of live webinars, helping people take their work online. And then this last course that we just produced, which is the creating shiatsu treatments online, that evolved out of the emergency webinars we produced. And what we did is we kind of went back to an older model of the courses, which is to have them much shorter and much lighter. So this is an 8-hour, that was anyway, it's just finished yesterday. It's an 8-hour credit course. It's really, and half of that you can do just simply by turning up to the live webinars. So that means that half the course content is actually generated live. So what that's meant is that we're doing much shorter courses, and we're planning to do 2 short courses in each quarter of the year for the next foreseeable future during the COVID situation. So basically, in a 3-month period, we're going to produce 2 4-week courses that are going to be made up of 5 webinars, including an end webinar. So we have a launch, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, and then a final one. And our plan was to close the forum here on this one here. However, it really, if that's the feedback, Diana, I don't know if anyone's got...
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
So Deborah, is that Deborah Norderman? Is it you? Yes, haha, we've been talking a lot. So she's saying, maybe have a general forum, a community, and I'm saying, yeah, that's what we've got.
Yeah.
That is the new Entry Work Members Community Forum.
Yes.
We're now posting on. I thought she'd already posted there, but maybe we've been talking some other forum. I don't know. I've lost so many forums. But I think it's a good idea to stick with plan A, Cliff.
You do? Yeah.
Yeah. So that the discussion forum, when the course is live,
yeah,
closes when the course is finished and
yes.
is on the dashboard and it's available at any time. But we need to get some way for people who are posting on the general community forum, if they've got questions about specific courses, to highlight to others what it is they're talking about, because you get immersed in the, I don't know, the Shiatsu and TCM one, and then go to the general forum and say, well, what about spleen yang deficiency? Why doesn't da 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 da?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
If people don't know that that's where the route that's brought them to this forum, it's going to look a bit strange. So we need to just think about an elegant way of dealing with that.
Yes. So that's our thoughts about the forums at the moment. And we've moved away from Discus, because Discus is an open source kind of thing. It's an open source thing, and because now the platform has produced their own forum format, which you can attach to every lesson if you want to. We've gone for more of those. We've gone for those, and we've got rid of all the Discus forums. If you've ever done a course for us over the last 3 or 4 years, you will know what I'm talking about.
Yes, so they've got a different format. This is a good point from Biggie. One of the other ways that you asked that people might help at the beginning was ideas for new courses.
Yes, absolutely.
She is saying, where should she send those?
Well, that's a good point.
Yes, and so Basti's saying maybe post them on the forum, but actually it might be better to send them to New Energy Work, to admin.
Yeah. Or the other thing I thought I might do is I might set up a survey. We could set up a survey. I've done that before a few years ago. A survey saying, like, if we did produce courses, what, if we were going to produce this, because we've got a few basically we had a whole program of stuff that we were going to do before COVID. And of course, the whole thing just got thrown up completely on the air. It's completely transformed the way we're doing things. So now maybe that's a good idea then, set up a survey. A survey. But if you've got any bright ideas, you can always email us in.
I was going to say, just email Biggie.
Just email us in, and we'll bring up the meeting.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, if you haven't seen already, we've got a Subook webinar next Tuesday, which is kind of like a little break between the courses, and then the one after that is going to be the distance healing for Shiatsu practitioners. I'm calling it distance healing for Shiatsu practitioners because I got into so much trouble, especially from the French, by the way. I got my slides. I got them, what's it called? Censored, because apparently it's illegal in France to do that. And you can get into a lot of trouble. You can have your organization flagged up as a red flag by the government as a cult if you do something like that. So they were really nervous about me mentioning anything about that. So I had to cut the slides out. I was calling it distant Shiatsu healing, and lots of people really didn't like that. They got really, really upset. And I know that especially some people in Greece got really upset about it. So I've learnt my lesson. And so now I'm calling it distance healing brackets for Shiatsu practitioners, hoping that the brackets will insulate any contamination of the Shiatsu brand by anything too kind of far out.
So basically, Biggie, just email if you've got some ideas of other courses. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, it would be great, because by the time we get, the reason I was going to say that is because after the distance healing thing, we've got a summer course. I'm going to shut up in a minute because I know it's 2 minutes before the end. Didn't manage to get
and there's an important point in the chat as well.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. That's a great idea. Yes, that's a really good idea. We can have if you give us some ideas, that would be really good. As a volunteer group, you're a highly motivated group. If you start giving us some ideas, we could then base a survey on them. That's probably the best way round to do it, because then we can take those ideas and we can test them with a bigger group. But I just want to get to the end of this sentence, because we've then got a summer school for teachers in August that we're planning. And then that's when we need ideas, because that's going into the September, October, November time. We're going to keep the short courses, but that's when we can start doing different themes. So any ideas for that would be most welcome.
And so Catherine says, can they have a list of forums, names and places where they can write, comment, review, and sort of shortcut to all the content to work on in the next few weeks?
Okay, yeah. I'm going to just...
we can do that, but where's the best place to share that, Cliff? On this volunteers... we've got a forum. We've got
I'm going to, just in case you haven't been there, I'm going to just do a screen share, just if I can get the right...
It's 7 o'clock now.
Yeah, here we go. Look, I'll just show you, right? So this is my student dashboard, okay? And when you sign into New Energy Work, you'll see this student dashboard, okay? You'll see all these courses, of which there are many. And look, this is the one that the volunteers template course that we were messing around with last week, and we're using as a sort of sandbox. Some of these you won't see, but there's a hell of a lot of courses out there. And then at the bottom, you'll see my communities, and you'll see the New Energy Work members community and the volunteer community. You won't see this one because this is something else that we did external to New Energy Work. Okay, now if you go on, see, this is one thing you can test for us straight away. If you go in here and you log into New Energy Work and you can't see your this and this, then let us know and we'll fix it for you, because you should be able to see that. And you should be able to see all the courses that you
show them at the bottom that there are several pages of courses. If you scroll down, it's got
like here, look, there's all these pages, like there's pages of them. It's all our, do you know what? I worked out that if we had got paid for all the work that we'd given away, because we've got so many members now, it would have cost 3 million euros. So I would be a millionaire 3 times over now. Of course, we would never have sold that many, but I mean, just shows you just how much stuff is out there. Look, here's all of the courses. So before you suggest a course, although having said that, I have actually thought about, we could maybe revamp some of the legacy courses as more up-to-date webinar based, video-based courses.
Video-based ones, yeah, that'd be great.
Could happen too. We could maybe do shorter versions of things like the scientific basis. Or
anyway, it's 7:07, and
my goodness.
I know, Tycho's asking for the slides.
Yeah, okay.
For today's presentation, can you put those in the volunteers forum? Or
of course, yeah. I'm going to create a volunteer area. That's like a course, online course that you'll have access to. I'll make it a hidden course. I'll make sure only you can get into it. And that means we'll have a place that we can put everything like this, the slides and stuff like that. So we'll have the community where we can get together, and we'll have somewhere we can put everything. Okay, so just to summarize, we've sorted out how we can get communities to edit the videos. So we're definitely more than halfway there. Next Wednesday, we should have the whole package done. And in the meantime, just check out any forums that you can see, the members forum, and just keep the energy going. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, and I'll see you next Wednesday if you can make it. Otherwise, I'll keep you updated.
bye, everybody.
Okay, we're going to end it. Bye bye. Sorry, we're over.